Right, are you doing the intro this time? Because I think you should.
I done it last time.
No, you didn't. I said, do you want to do an intro? And you said, no.
That was the intro.
Welcome back to the Flying Rogues. Today, we've got a Halloween special. Can you do some, like, Halloween effects?
Spooky.
Brilliant. Today, we're going to be doing a horror characters tier list. What's your thoughts going into this, Connor?
The movies in this tier list, it's that you associate them all with Halloween. For me, because I get scared. I'd rather watch, like, I mean, Hocus Pocus is terrifying, to be honest.
No.
I've seen Gremlins on a few of them. It's a Christmas movie, but I get it, but it is scary. It is terrifying.
Like, the horror movies actually get you?
No, I don't think, I just think that I just don't care. I like the thriller ones. You know which one I like? Say like the Conjuring style.
Yeah.
I like that. Like the whole slash stab slash. A lot of them have absolutely terrible plot lines and once every 250 years this thing comes and on this day every year and like all of that, and it's like, oh really? I mean, there's some absolutely terrible ones out there. Have you ever seen one called I believe it's called Darkness Falls?
Never heard of it.
I believe it's about a tooth fairy.
What, The Rock?
It's one of the worst ones I've ever seen.
So, like, when it comes to, like, slasher films, I like the classics because they are so dumb and they're so, like, it's all tropes.
But yeah, anyways, that's a little take on how we feel about horrors. And now we'll jump into it, eh?
Yeah. Right, so the first one we've got is Alien. What's your thoughts?
Well, I'm just going to say already, I know how much you love Alien. Like, I believe it's up there, like, maybe your top 5 or whatever. I feel like this is you. Like, this is your...
So, the reason why the xenomorph... Is it xenomorph or xenomorph? Xenomorph? Whatever.
You already know more than me.
The alien is, like, so terrifying in the very first one because the whole point of it is that you never see the alien until at the very end, where it's like they know something's on the ship. They know, like, something's, like, sneaking around and, like, killing off people. It instills, like, this terror in you of, like, imagine just being drifting in space and not being able to just run, I don't know, to the police or whatever. Like, there's nothing
it's
you
like,
can...
it's like Red Dwarf.
That it's in space?
Yeah.
Like, nothing will beat the fear of the unknown. I think that's the reason why the first Alien movies have, like, not aged very well. Because go to HMV, there's, like, a t-shirt with a xenomorph on. You know, everybody knows what the alien looks like. I would put it up to scary. Next up, we got Annabelle.
I don't know, the doll things don't really do it, like, with the Chucky and all of that. It's more funny to me than scary. I wouldn't go as far as say it's pathetic. It's spooky-ish.
Yeah, there's like a creepiness to it, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a creepiness to it, exactly. Mm-hmm. It's a relatable one where, like, people have had dolls, like, when you're a kid and you're like, ah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Annabelle was
not
also...
like Toy Story.
Toy.
I want to know more about the best characters in Toy Story.
You can go to a great channel called Flying Rogues on YouTube, search it. Well, you're already on it. Click on channel. But I think with Annabelle, the spooky part of it is that it was like, I don't want to say based on a true story because it's about a ghost doll, but it was loosely based on, like, a real doll that's said to be haunted in, like, this horror museum or whatever. You know, I think it deserves spooky. Jigsaw.
The actual character, very creepy and spooky. The Saw series, up until a point.
Yeah.
But, like, I think definitely the first 3.
First 3, definitely.
I muchly enjoyed. Were they terrifying?
You want to play a little game?
Well, yeah, it's more of a thriller. It's not like you say, it's not scary. I mean, the idea of it is scary. Walking down the street, got knocked out, you woke up in a room and you have to do these games. That would be terrifying, especially if you saw this little bloke on a bicycle.
Yeah, that's creepy, yes. And who else is in Saw?
Oh, Benjamin Linus! Yeah, I mean, where would you put it?
If I'm going on the Jigsaw character thing there, I think it's definitely scary. I
Yeah.
think the voice and the recording all adds to it.
We're on to Chucky. Story
go,
time.
go.
Story time,
Go.
right?
Oh,
Me and my brother, when we were kids, right, we went through a phase where we were just like watching loads of home videos of us at like Christmas. One day, we're looking at like 1998 Christmas video, and it's like all nice, we're having a look at our presents, and then halfway through, you see that VHS fuzz, and there's a doll with scissors in its head. And I've been like, I was terrified, absolutely terrified of Chucky and like living dolls for years. I was like absolutely triggered by it.
I will relate. They're not in this list, but I remember once kind of coming downstairs at the you know, like get a drink or whatever, like, you know, midnight, and then they're watching a movie, and it was The Crow.
Oh.
And that's scary as to me. Like, I know he's a hero.
I can see that.
in a
I can
good
see
dude,
that. Yeah, it's a
but,
weird
like,
film.
When you're younger, I think that's why I don't really like Sting.
Oh, you don't like Sting?
I don't think so.
Anyway, Chucky, where we're putting him? We're not even talking about Chucky here.
To me, I think it's pathetic, but whatever.
I'll go with that. It's like, yes, I've got that story where I was terrified, but it does nothing to us now. Absolutely nothing.
We got that story. So actually, it's affected us all.
I nearly said Freddie Mercury. Freddy Krueger.
I think, again, the first three, I didn't mind.
They got weird.
And yeah, they got weird. I enjoy the plot to that, to be honest. The whole dream thing.
Yeah.
You know, like don't fall asleep, and that was pretty cool. The bath scene will always be like a
Iconic, yeah.
yeah.
The first movie, like how many iconic deaths there were. Like there was that one where he got like pulled into the bed and blood just like splashed all
Yeah,
over.
the whole room, yeah.
So good.
The song also. I mean, like the 1, 2, yeah,
Freddy's
yeah.
coming for you.
That's
yeah.
pretty genius, like
Yeah.
for a horror.
I could put that scary, definitely.
Yeah.
Ghostface from Scream. It's not really scary.
Did Scary Movie ruin it?
Kind of. But the thing is with Scream is that, like, I mean, Ghostface, when he's like chasing after people, he's constantly like bumping into things. Like, the whole point of it is that he is just like a random guy.
A normal person kind of thing.
Which is that scarier than most of these
Yeah.
things, because, you know, it's real. But,
Not realistic.
yeah.
For me, I think Scary Movie kind of ruined it a bit.
What's up?
Yeah, what up?
Gremlins.
Oh, 2 seconds and got the door.
Okay. There's your window. How's your day been? Where are we? Who are we? Oh, right. Gremlins. What do you think?
Right, Gremlins. It's a Christmas movie for starters.
It is. Yeah.
Bloody terrifying.
I don't even think like the end of the movie when they're actually fighting the proper gremlins is that scary. I think there's just like specific moments when the gremlin fell into that pool and you just hear that creepy music and you know that they're gonna multiply.
Is it Stripes? So he's called Stripes?
Yeah, he's like the head honcho.
I was like, it's terrifying. It really is. The teeth, the whole everything.
Aye.
Which, on to our sponsor,
Digestives.
Terrifying Digestives.
Scary! Wah!
Shout out to McVitie's.
No.
I'm bloody terrifying, me.
I honestly don't think the movies are that scary.
I think it's them that's scary. Like, I hate the whole don't feed them after midnight, because, I mean, when do you feed them?
When do you feed them? You doomed
Anytime.
to fail?
Yeah, anytime I feed them is after midnight.
Yeah. Hannibal Lecter.
Yes. Scary dude.
He's creepy.
he eats people. I mean, weird. I do think he's scary though.
Yeah. You're terrified, I don't know, the things he says. And
yeah,
it's chilling.
Been chilling.
His demeanor.
Yeah.
He's torn.
So I would probably say spooky myself.
Yeah.
We've got Pennywise, but this is the original Pennywise. What's his name? Tim Curry?
Yeah, tell me.
I was late to get on the It bandwagon, right? But
Well, you didn't watch it in the 80s, did you?
well, I didn't watch it when, like, in school, there was kids talking about it and talking about how, like, terrifying it is. And it was like, even though it wasn't new or out, everybody spoke about it like it was this forbidden movie that they weren't allowed to see or whatever. So, like, I heard story after story about how terrifying it is. Scared is enough. So I was scared of it, but I didn't really know anything about the movie. It wasn't long before, like, the new one came out that I watched it. It hasn't held up well.
Okay.
It's just outdated, you know.
I did watch it when I was younger. Yeah, I was pretty terrified, man. Yeah, it was scary. I haven't seen it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first time I watched it, like, I was like, this, like, yeah, like covers, you know.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of a movie when, as kids and stuff, you used to go all around someone's house and used to put it on, like, type of thing. I think it was, like, then turned into one of them. The only thing I really dislike about the movie is the ending. Like, I hate the whole spider thing.
Kicking the spider.
Yeah, I think it's bloody terrifying.
When we come to the new Pennywise...
I've never seen it.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, like... Right, I wouldn't say it's scary, but they are really cool movies. Spoilers, I guess. One of the bands is, like, terrified, and there's, like, a fridge in front of him, and the fridge door slowly opens, and you just see this mangled, like, Pennywise, like, squashed into the fridge, and then he steps out, and each piece by piece, his body, like, forms back to, like, normality, and it's just, like, this really creepy thing as he's, like, walking out. Like, you watch it, and you're like, that's cool. It's cool how they did that, but you never really, like...
Yeah, that's something that's gonna scare you. Yeah.
I would personally put this Pennywise in spooky. Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th.
Yeah, doesn't bother me.
The movies are hilarious.
Yeah, they're more pathetic, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like.
Well, the thing is, right? The good thing about Friday the 13th is that it got to a point, like 3 or 4 movies in, where it usually gets to the point where horror movies like go ridiculous, but they go ridiculous because the writing's bad, whereas Friday the 13th went ridiculous because they were like, let's just not take ourselves seriously.
Yeah, there's nowhere else for it to go. Like,
yeah.
It was already going ridiculous. Didn't they do a Freddy versus Jason?
Yes, they did Freddy versus, which was actually pretty good.
I just think it's pathetic.
It's cool, but it's just not scary. Jaws?
I'm gonna say when I first watched it, I guess it was pretty terrifying. It hasn't held up well with like CGI. I get that, but the story still remains realistic. It's a big ass killer shark. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. It's relatable in a way that like sharks eat people.
Yeah.
I mean, God, there's sharks that are bigger than Jaws. Like, you know, it's all real stuff that has happened and can happen, and I think it's terrifying.
Yeah. Just like the real factor of it is terrifying. If you base it on the actual movie.
Yeah, I like shark movies, I don't know.
Texas.
Shark Tale, Nemo, other shark films are available.
We're also sponsored by Shark Films. It's actually a box subscription where you pay monthly and you get a new shark every month.
Different species.
It's life size. It's living as well.
Yeah, you get a living life size.
You get a shark. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It's exactly what you expect, isn't it?
I would probably put Chainsaw Massacre in like spooky.
Yeah, like I think Leatherface.
Leatherface is creepy.
It's quite creepy and spooky, yeah.
Because the fear is how messed up he is. Like he could literally do anything. Moving on, The Exorcist.
I think when I first seen it, I think I was terrified.
I think it's held up. I think it's still
one of
the
greatest horrors of all time, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, I was scared of Scary Movie when they had, like, briefly The Exorcist
Like
parody in it.
Yeah.
Like, the whole idea of it is just chilling.
Exorcism things, like, in a hall are, they're taken over by a demon. Naughty, like, I think having, like, a girl possessed, and then, but, like, swearing and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, there was, like, all of that as well. Obviously, the head turn. Yes, terrifying. People do that. Like, people get people out to exercise their children.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Yeah. Let's move on because she's terrifying. Is not Mike Myers.
Michael.
Not Shrek. Not Austin Powers. Michael Myers. I would put him on the same level as Jason, probably. I mean, he's a bit scarier.
I think it's a Jason, Freddy, Leatherface kind of vibe from him as well. Is that, like, it just gets silly.
And fact of the day, do you know what the mask is?
A mask.
Michael Myers' mask is like, it's like a Captain Kirk mask, I believe.
Oh,
William Shatner.
Okay.
William Shatner. Yeah.
He just went to space, actually, didn't he? In recent news.
That's where we're also sponsored by Space, and we could end up going there if you subscribe.
All things space. You think of it, it's it. Space
Sponsored.
and time, all connected.
As one. Touch my hand. Nope. Predator.
Go on then. You've done Alien, so you might as well.
Well, I don't rate Predator as much as Alien. The Predator movies weren't so much horror films as they were just like action flicks.
Yeah.
I might just put it pathetic.
I wouldn't say pathetic because I think Predator's cool as.
He looks like a Bionicle.
Yeah, I think it's so cool. He's not spooky. In a tier list about horrors, he's pathetic.
I'm gonna skip one of them because I just need to get her out of the way. The Bride of Chucky. Like, I understand Charles Lee Ray, but not Ringu.
Is that what she's called?
The one that comes out the TV.
The Ring.
Yeah. I think everybody in our generation has had that thought where they've like left the TV on at night, and you're always like you're alone, and you do get that idea of like, yeah, is it gonna go? You know.
Yeah. Is that where the phone goes?
Yeah, it says 7 days, I think.
Yeah, I think it's quite terrifying, mate.
It's modern, isn't it? Like it's very rare to have a modern horror.
I think The Ring was like 2002, 2005-ish. It was around, I believe, like, did The Grudge not come out like just a bit after that? But yeah, I think the whole, like, how it comes out the TV.
But like you just see the well on the TV, and then you see it. Oh, because when I'm saying about it being a modern horror, I think technology ruins horror films. In every horror film, you have to like come up with an excuse. I don't have any GPS. Oh, I can't get in contact with the police.
The battery's dead.
Yeah, like stuff like that. But with The Ring, they leaned into it, you know, because it's all about the phone, it's all about the TV, the VHS tape, and like.
Yeah, they worked into it. Yeah. I like it. I mean, shout out to Blockbuster.
Rest in peace, man.
Good times, man.
Yeah, things only 90s kids would know, right?
Blockbusters.
Like when you would go, be like
a weekend thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It'd be like a Friday after school.
You can pick 2 movies we'll rent, and like you go around.
Or a movie, or a game. A game.
PlayStation games. Oh,
and
so good, man.
Or a lot of pizza, and we'll have like whatever movie nights. Yeah.
Life was better before. That's just a statement that will always be true.
Yeah, life was always better before.
But I think universally, what is the more terrifying film and terrifying baddie? Exorcist. Like, it's a proper old film and it still holds up. Even though the prosthetics or whatever should be outdated, they're not, because of the way like the film's shot and that, and like, I don't know. Do you remember when there was like a whole bit years ago in like early internet days where there was like a little maze game that you could play? When you got to the end, you didn't know it, but like a big scary, it was the Exorcist face that would like show up on the screen.
What's this on?
This is like an old like flash game that like kids would play at school and that. It was like a maze game.
You remember the Windows screensaver?
Yeah.
Like, that was a maze. Like
Oh,
a 3D maze, wasn't it?
the tubes. But thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this tier list, and please.
I don't know if you want to give like a few other things a shout out. Psycho, not mentioned. The Evil Dead, The Shining, The Thing, not on there.
Oh, The Thing, Jesus, yeah.
Rosemary's Paranormal Activities.
The first Paranormal Activity got me, I'll be honest.
Final
Terrifying.
Destination.
I mean, sorry, who's the villain? The Wind.
Death? I think it's the most laziest horror film I've ever heard.
100%.
But I will say, some of the deaths,
Agreed.
absolutely iconic.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If there's like a saw going on, like what's
It
gonna
always
happen.
looks at the saw and then looks back and then.
I think there's a one with a roller coaster that like and they're
that's
hanging
3.
upside down.
Yeah.
Tanning bed. I think there's one with poles and like from a truck and they go through a car and like the back of
Oh
the head
yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
Final Destination 2. Like that's when the truck had like a load of logs in the back,
like,
and the log came off, smacked him.
like, there's some brilliant deaths in them. Like I will say like some electrocutions. Did you see the Babadook?
I didn't get why everybody loved that.
What even was that?
I don't get it.
What even was that? It's a book.
Have you seen
Come on,
Hereditary? That's one movie I want to shout out. Watch Hereditary. Actually, watch Hereditary or Midsummer. Both movies from Ari Aster, and it has some of the most horrible imagery ever. So we've got to play D&D soon.
Yes, we do.
So go away. I mean, I didn't mean to say that. Subscribe first, and then you can go away. But thanks very much for watching. Final words from Connor.
Thanks again. We really enjoy doing this, and we will have another tier list out next week.
Touch me hand. No, other way.
Oh.
He did the Monster Mash.
The Monster Mash.
It was a graveyard.
I'll make that look good somehow.
Somehow.